Hi everyone and welcome back to the Memory Lab's next episode. My name is Jacopo and I'm a PhD student at the Memory Lab with Dr. Mark Roig. And today I'm going to present one of our latest publications titled Motor Memory Consolidation Deficit in Parkinson's Disease, a systematic review with meta-analysis. Parkinson's disease is the second most common neurodegenerative disease after Alzheimer's and is currently affecting around 8 million people globally. As Parkinson's disease progresses, it causes important motor impairments, which lead to a decline in functional independence and quality of life over time. As of right now, there are no medical treatment or therapies that can prevent or reverse Parkinson's disease. Therefore, motor rehabilitation therapies are of great importance for this clinical population, as they allow people with Parkinson to maintain their functional independence. Critically, motor rehabilitation therapies rely on successful motor learning, which is our intrinsic ability to acquire or reacquire lost or new motor skills through practice and then to retain these newly acquired motor skills in the long term through a process termed motor memory consolidation. It is clear that successful consolidation can therefore lead to better performance over time and by extension to better functional independence in people with Parkinson's disease. Despite the importance of motor learning and specifically motor memory consolidation in this clinical population, there were not a viable systematic review that address whether and to what extent people with Parkinson may have consolidation deficit relative to neurologically intact individuals, and which factors such as the task implemented could influence consolidation in this clinical population. To answer this important and clinical relevant question, we conducted a systematic review with meta-analysis according to best practice. We also pre-registered our aims and our hypotheses in Prospero. And after define the inclusion and exclusion criteria and identify the articles relevant to this review, we use statistical platform to conduct meta-analysis, subgroup analysis, and meta-regression. Meta-analysis are great statistical tools that allow researcher or clinician to combine the results of several studies to identify an overall effect. For example, the effect of one intervention, or in this specific case, to identify whether people with Parkinson have motor memory consolidation deficit in comparison to neurotypical individuals. And also to give you a bit of more context, we define motor memory consolidation as the difference in motor performance between retention test and the performance achieved at the end of motor practice. Moving to the results, we were able to include overall 47 studies. When the result of these 47 studies were pulled together, as you can see in this figure, in the little diamond at the bottom of the graph, we observed that people with Parkinson's disease have motor memory consolidation deficit relative to neurotypical individuals. Importantly, these deficits are task-specific and they seem to mostly affect sensory motor task, visual motor adaptation task, and speech motor task. But people with Parkinson seem to be able to retain as good as neurotypical individuals sequential fine motor task and gross motor task. These results seem to be particularly important because they suggest that rehabilitation therapy to enhance motor memory consolidation should perhaps be specific, targeting not all type of motor task, but only the one that seems to be more affected by Parkinson's disease. Another important findings of our review was that there are valuable strategies that can help people with Parkinson to mitigate some of the observed motor memory consolidation deficit, and particularly extended practice, so give more time to practice and more practice session to people with Parkinson, as well as provide those individuals with augmented feedback during practice, seems to be strategies that can allow this individual to retain in the long term newly acquired motor skills. And more importantly, these two type of strategies should be very easily implementable in clinical practice. So overall, beside requiring further research, the result of this meta-analysis indicate that people with Parkinson's disease have motor memory consolidation deficit, and more targeted rehabilitation therapies are needed to enhance the long-term retention of motor skills in this clinical population. Thank you so much for your attention, and see you in the next episode of the Memory Lab Snacks. And here you can find the QR code to read our study. Thank you.